Imagine clicking a single button and watching a sequence of complex tasks execute exactly as programmed, without any manual input. In the next 6 minutes, you are going to write your very first Selenium script to achieve that level of autonomous control over a web browser. To get started, you only need 2 prerequisites ready on your machine: an installed Java environment and your preferred integrated development environment, or IDE, open and ready to code. Having these tools installed establishes the required environment where your scripts will actually live and run. Your Java code cannot talk directly to a web browser like Chrome or Firefox. It needs a translator, and in Selenium, that required translator is called the WebDriver. Look at this split-screen graphic. Before you write any code, you must check your browser's About settings page, find the exact version number, and download the matching driver file. If those version numbers do not match exactly, your script will crash immediately. It is the single most common reason a test fails on day 1. This diagram shows bridging that connection in code. Write 3 lines of Java, setting the system property to the downloaded driver file, then instantiating the WebDriver object. Run these lines to see a blank browser window pop open. Seeing this empty window proves your automation pipeline is correctly configured and actively listening for commands. Once the browser is open, you have to tell it exactly where to go. An automated browser is blind. It needs precise coordinates to find a text box or button. This illustration shows exactly how we find coordinates. Right-click the web page to test and select Inspect to open the document object model, revealing the underlying structural code and its attributes. For locating elements, ID or name locators provide the direct track, making them significantly faster than alternatives like XPath. Avoid XPath for this first script. Its intricate syntax is highly sensitive to minor changes, easily breaking your script. Take your chosen ID locator and pair it with an action command. In Java, you write driver.findElement, pass in that specific ID, and append .sendKeys to type text into a search bar. Mastering this process of inspecting and targeting elements is the core skill of web automation. You cannot test an element if your script cannot find it. Now that the script can click and type, we need to add logic that verifies the result of those actions. We do this by adding an assertion. This is a line of code that explicitly checks if the new page title matches what we expect to see after the interaction happens. This assertion replicates the final step of a manual test. It is the code equivalent of a human tester reading the screen and confirming the application behaved as intended. With your assertion in place, hit Run in your IDE one more time to execute the fully completed script. You will watch the browser open, navigate, type, and verify the result. A green result in your IDE confirms that the script performed the sequence exactly as defined, completing the task without manual intervention. You now have a functional script that controls a browser, interacts with a page, and validates the data. Now that you have the basics down, you will encounter web pages that do not use clean, simple ID tags for their elements. To handle those highly complex scenarios, our next episode will dive into mastering XPath. Before you move on, click the link below to download the Selenium starter checklist to ensure your future driver and environment setups follow these same steps. Tell us which website you are planning to automate first in the comments, and we will see you in the next video.